What the? That's a mountain lion. Hey folks, welcome to another edition of Dirt Road Reset. My name is Chad and I'm so glad you came along to join me here. We are currently on a backpacking trip up on the Colorado Plateau in an area known as the Mogollon Rim in northern Arizona. It's about 7 o'clock in the morning and we're right on the edge of wearing a jacket and not wearing a jacket. It's about 58 degrees outside. Which is a stark difference between what it's like at home, where it's about 100 and I think it's going to get to 110 today. So it just makes sense to be up here, right? I want to talk to you a little bit about camping stoves, and there's a wide array of different types of stoves out there. You know, most people when they're camping they use the traditional propane Coleman style camp stove with a couple burners on it or even one burner on it, and those are great, you know, but they're just not practical when you're backpacking and when weight is a big concern and plays a big factor in what you're bringing. So typically for backpacking, the most common go-to is the butane setup similar to this one right here. They make them a lot more compact than even this. And you can spend as little as $3 on up to $50 for these little suckers here. I got this one on Amazon, I think, for like $5. It works good. It's a little bit on the heavier side. You'll pay more for the lighter ones. And they simply attach to, this is the big canister. They make them smaller than this. These butane propane mix bottles here, and it just simply screws on. This comes in at just under 16 ounces right here, and then when you add this on here it's another 8 ounces. So weight wise they're not bad, especially when you have the smaller canister. These big canisters here, this will last a couple months for me, but in all practicality you'd probably use the smaller canister and they work great. In most situations, I'd say probably 95% of the time, this is the best option to go with. It's simple, it's lightweight, and it's guaranteed fire. Where these fall short is obviously the environmental impact that they have, and then you're stuck lugging around a canister all the time, and when it's empty, you got to throw it away. The biggest downfall to these that people have when backpacking is in colder climates, these have a tendency to not work as well or not work at all. When it gets down to below freezing temps, the propulsion in these just doesn't work. The other problem you have with these, it's easily fixable, is wind. Can sometimes hinder the heat distribution for whatever you're cooking or heating up. That's easily remedied by just putting a piece of foil around it or rocks or whatever you have nearby. My favorite method of cooking when I'm backpacking, however, just because it's more fun and has zero impact on the environment and doesn't require this at all, is a wood burning small setup. This here. It's very compact. It comes in at about half the weight of the aforementioned propane butane mix setup. This here is made by Conway. There's a plethora of different designs or companies out there that make these. This comes in at 9 ounces, and again you can spend as little as $20 on up to $100 for these. They are modeled after the Solo stove sort of brand of this doohickey, for whatever you want to call it. They're really cool, and it just simply works by putting sticks in it and feeding the fire. There are disadvantages to using this setup, and we'll go over those here in just a second. But it's a really cool method in that you're playing with sticks and fire, first and foremost. But what these use is heated air, and the way the fire burns is pretty unique as well. It's almost smokeless the way it works. So let's set this up. We're going to make some cowboy coffee, and hopefully you take away some cool points or tips on how this works. So the setup of this is super simple. Take your bottom part, comes out like that. That sets in there like that. Right off the bat, one of the disadvantages of this is because you're burning wood in it, you're going to gather soot. So it's kind of dirty, a little messy. But we are in the woods, so it really doesn't matter. That'll sit there like that. So for fire starters, that's a whole new video, but it's pretty simple for my setup. The trusty Bic lighter. Folks, this isn't something that should be overthought. I see so many videos, especially bushcraft videos, where people are, starting fires with belly button lint, foxtail hair, resin. Keep it simple. If you've got the materials around you, don't make it more difficult than it needs to be. And when it comes to lighting the fire, this is the best true and tried method out there. It's a lighter or matches. You don't need a ferro rod, although I do have a ferro rod in my emergency pack there. Those are good for all weather. But if you keep this in a Ziploc bag, you can't go wrong. Bow drills and stuff like that. Hey, if that's your thing, that's cool. And it's a good skill to know. But this right here, it works every time for me. In terms of starting the fire, it's easy. Just gather pine needles or small sticks. In this situation, I use these sodium tabs here, lightweight. And this little sucker here, that thing will burn for 15-20 minutes. You can take shavings off of them. That's what a lot of people do. Otherwise, you can just light it. Just like that. Okay, our tablet is lit, and now you just you gather what nature has provided in front of you, and you get a bunch of sticks, about finger width size, and you just start putting them in there. And that's the other disadvantage with this, is this thing burns quick. You have got to constantly be feeding sticks into it to keep it going. But we got nothing better to do, so let's do it. You're gonna keep putting those sticks in there. Yeah, this thing burns quick. So what's happening here, once this gets going, and you'll see, is on the bottom, it's pulling air. The fire is pulling air from the bottom here to feed oxygen into the fire. And in turn, this is a double-sided wall right here on this top chamber. And it is superheating air between those two walls, and that air comes out through vents inside there. And it is an amazingly fast and efficient burn. And that's what makes it pretty much smokeless as well. It's actually igniting the smoke as it comes out. And it's really hot. It turns to ash pretty quickly. The disadvantage is you're going to go through a pile of sticks roughly 3 times that size right there. And because there's no there's no regulator when you're using this, you have to kind of, when it comes to cowboy coffee, you have to keep pulling that off of there. That way it doesn't boil over. Best cup of coffee you're ever gonna have. The great part about cowboy coffee is it is taking out the acidity of that coffee bean. No heartburn, no indigestion, just good coffee. All right, I think she's ready. Cold water. I'm gonna swirl it around there. Putting that cold water in there, sprinkling it on top just a little bit, takes all the coffee grounds that are floating around in that boiling water and immediately sinks them all the way to the very bottom and forms a little coffee cake down there at the bottom, so that when you pour the coffee out, you get no grounds. What the? That's a mountain lion. And my protection is in the tent. So I'm gonna go get it. Never have your back to a mountain lion, because chances are by the time you see it, it's seen you for a long time before. There's a bottle on the dresser by your ring, and it's empty. And right now I don't feel a thing, but I'll be hurting when I wake up on the floor. But I'll be over it by noon. That's the difference between whiskey and you. Come tomorrow, I can walk in any store. It ain't a problem. They'll always sell me more. But your forgiveness, well, that's something I can't buy. There ain't a thing that I can do. Well, that's the difference between whiskey and you. One's the devil, one keeps driving me insane. In times I wonder if they ain't both the same, but one's a liar that helps to hide me from my pain, and one's a long gone bitter truth. That's the difference between whiskey and you. Got a problem, but it ain't what you think. I drink 'cause I'm lonesome, and I'm lonesome 'cause I drink. But if I don't break down and bring it on myself, it'll head out of the blue. That's the difference between whiskey and you. One's a devil, one keeps driving me insane. At times I wonder, oh, if they ain't both the same. One's a liar that helps to hide me from my pain, and one's a long gone bitter truth. Well, that's the difference between whiskey and you. Oh, that's the difference between whiskey and you. All right, I know what you're thinking. What's going on with the atmosphere? Everything looks a little different. You're in a different spot. Chad has a new haircut. Congratulations on being observant, by the way, and you're right. What happened is after I went home from the trip you were just watching right now, I had about another 3 or 4 hours of footage that I usually go through and post edit. Turns out everything I made from that point on had zero audio. I don't know what happened. I've tested all my equipment. It's now working just fine. I can't figure it out. I've got new SD cards and everything in there now. So long story short, we're starting over. We're at a new spot. I've never been here before. It's also along the Colorado Plateau in Rim Country, and we are on a cliff, a different cliff, mind you, than we usually go to. I like this spot. This is really cool, and I can't wait to show you guys around. But it's about 3 weeks later. Well, let's do it. Look at that. Little horned toad. Horny toad is what we call these here. He's a little guy. We'll put him back. He's a little baby. These things get pretty big. Hey, baby. That was fun. First bit of wildlife on this trip. Pants are falling down. Now, the temperatures, we've had this cold front come through, and so I brought some stuff that I don't normally bring in the event that it gets kind of chilly. Don't anticipate having to use it, but it's always better to have it and not use it than to not have it when you need to use it, right? So, and that said, this bad boy here. Not backpacking this time. That's the ham radio going in the truck. I always keep that on during my trips like this because there's no cell phone service, and that's the only way I have any contact to the outside world. We have other videos in the past you can look up on all about ham radio and how we use it during these trips. Definitely not the easiest tent to put up, especially by yourself, and it's certainly not the quickest, but in my opinion it's worth it. Getting up off the ground, getting 10-15 degrees cooler at night or warmer at night, and just away from the critters and stuff like that. Aside from our little horny toad friend there, I don't mind if he comes in the tent, but those long stick things that slither in the night, yeah, no thanks. This is the Coleman Ultra Wide Comfort Smart Deluxe Cot. I like it because it's wide and allows me to sleep on my side. A couple things that are important when you're possibly sleeping in cold weather. You're already ahead of the game with this by being off the ground. We just talked about that. But you want an insulating layer between your body and the heat that's coming up through your backside if you're a back sleeper or stomach sleeper. For that I use the Thermarest Ridgecrest. This is one of the most popular, widely renowned sleeping pads that people use for backpacking, camping, you name it. This is a closed cell system, and I've had this for a long time and absolutely love it. There's a trick to getting this thing to roll out the way I want it to. This cot comes with a pad Oops. And the way to do it is like that. Make sure this is underneath you. You got the cot pad on top. You're all set. Then you take your quilt or bag. For this trip, I'm using the Nemo Forte Strato Fiber. It's rated at 20 degrees. The comfort level for me, because I sleep cold, is right about 30, even 40 sometimes. So tonight we're going to be in the low 40s, pushing high 30s depending on how north of us this cold front is. This bag will be right at the edge of its limits probably, but nonetheless I've got some other backup plans. Between that heater and the Navajo blanket, we'll be nice and comfy. I'll do another review one day on this this bag. In short, it's a love-hate relationship in that the bag material and warmth is outstanding. It is a hybrid bag, and again, I'm a side sleeper, but the chief complaint of this bag and why I would never buy another one again ever is the zipper. And I thought I was crazy. I went online. I even went on to RAI's website where they sold this bag, and the zipper is atrocious. I've gotten a damn Walmart bag that has better zippers than this thing. It is utter junk, and it's a piece of crap and a shame that people pay the money that I paid for this bag, and it has such a poor, crappy piece of zipper on it. To the point where you just get so mad you can't get out and you can't zip it that you just wind up ripping it, and this happens. I don't know if you can see it on camera. I'm not kidding, folks. Every single time I use this bag, every time that zipper gets snagged, without fail. Something else that helps being comfortable in your bag is a sleep pad, or a sleeping pad blanket. This goes inside the bag. I'll do that later. My pillow. The one thing I seem to always forget. And my Navajo, authentic Navajo blanket. Thank you, Jessica. Best blanket I've ever owned in my life. And I tell you what, I could be naked sleeping in this thing with nothing else but this blanket, and it would probably keep me just fine tonight. These are expensive. It was gifted to me by her, and one of the coolest things I've ever received in my life. I hope Connie's not buried here. Not a bad view from the kitchen window. So I have a feeling we're in for a cold night. It's already in the high 40s and it's only 7 o'clock. That cold front is moving in. I didn't think it was going to dip down this low. I mean, some people said it would, some people said it wouldn't. But regardless, we're prepared and got plenty of ways to keep warm. So, but it means it'll probably be an early night. Won't be staying up late tonight. So let's have at it. It doesn't really show up that well on the camera, but it does put off a pretty cool ambiance. I actually do have real kerosene lanterns, as you've seen, and I've put a smaller kerosene lantern in here. The problem is it just stinks. Then the inside of your tent quickly smells like kerosene, and it's not good. So this is the better alternative. It's already feeling warmer in here, and I haven't even done anything. I hope to not have to use these this little buddy heater. I use that very sparingly, usually when it's really cold outside. The problem that I have with it is that I turn it on and it gets nice and cozy, and I fall asleep and forget to turn it off. These have safety features in them where they have carbon monoxide detectors on them, and I also have a carbon monoxide separate alarm thing that I keep here in the tent. And so it's not like, I'm at any risk there, but they also have tip protection, so if they tip over, they turn off. But more so, when you wake up, then you're out of gas, and you can't use it the next night. So, and it just heats up so quick. And more than the fact that it puts out carbon monoxide, is the fact that the combustion makes condensation. And if it's really cold outside, the inherent problem with these heaters is that the condensation that it makes. I mean, it'll turn the inside of your tent into a swamp. So, or a sauna. All right. Good night. See you in the morning. There's nature's alarm clock for me. It never did get super cold last night. I'm surprised. It pretty much hovered at that 45-degree, low 40s mark. And the Nemo bag kept me absolutely warm and comfortable all night, and wearing shorts and a t-shirt. But yeah, it's about 6 o'clock in the morning, and I think we'll go for a hike or something. Get the day going. Breakfast. We need to do breakfast first. I could feel my stomach gurgling. It's not going to be Takis.
Almond pistachio muffins. Get in my belly.
So we're looking for another geocache that's somewhere right here. I pulled up the app, and sure enough, there was reportedly one within 200 feet of where I was camped. And I'm in the middle of nowhere. So let's see what we got here. I already think I know where it's at. If we're looking around here and you just look for something that just doesn't look quite natural, like rocks sitting on top of rocks, right there. How much do you want to bet? Yep, I can already see the container. There she is. Should have brought my bear spray. That's a big one. Let's see what's inside. What the heck is that? It's like a little skeleton or something. Like glued to the bottom. I don't know if you can see that or not. Come on, focus. There we go. Okay. First log says, "Congratulations, you found the Blue Sky Cache by Bloom and Fun, placed November 27th of 2006. 14 years old. That's really cool. All these years. And it's just full of logs from people with notes over the past 14 years. I don't know if you can see it or not there. It's a wooden nickel is what they call those in geocaching. It's got some guy's face on it. It just says, "That's right, baby. Adventure Mike was here." And then Mike's face is on there. Look at that. That's cool. That's awesome. I love these big caches like this. All right, well, it's lunchtime, and I don't know. This one doesn't sound the greatest, but we'll give it a shot. This is Department of Defense MRE. Menu 11, vegetable crumbles with pasta and taco style sauce. Menu 11, this is out of the A box from 2017. So it's a few years old. Warfighter recommended, warfighter tested, warfighter approved, U.S. government property. It always cracks me up. Okay, let's see what's in here. You can open these without a knife, but I mean the knife is cooler, right? And we have vegetarian taco pasta. Our cooking pouch. Pears. Just says pears, that's it, just pears. Accessory pack with toilet paper, salt, cranberry grape juice, a hand wipe, and gum, mint gum. These are actually pretty good. I just heard something behind me. Cran Raspberry First Strike Nutritious Energy Bar. We're going to put this in with our heating packet because when you heat these up, they get a lot more soft and palatable. Smoked almonds. chunky peanut butter. Oh, and our favorite, the worst thing out of these MREs, the crackers, aka cardboard. French vanilla cappuccino instant powder. Uh-oh. Spoon, and I've never seen this before, but this isn't good. Chili lime hot sauce, and it's been compromised. So that we're not going to eat. Chili lime hot sauce, and you can see down here at the bottom there somehow got a hole in it. And being as it's over 3 years old, I ain't eating that. Thankfully, I've got some Frank's Red Hot in the truck. And our heating packet. Oh, this is interesting. The pears. I've never seen a card like this. It's usually just marked on the package. The pears are diced pears and light syrup, which is corn syrup, sugar, water, ascorbic acid, and sodium citrate. Zero nutritional value except for 8% or 25 grams of carbohydrates and 1 gram of fiber. But let's get the heater going. Probably put the pears in there, but then I won't have room for the first strike bar. Vegetarian taco pasta. Made on July 31st of 2017. So a little over 3 years. I'm going to put the heating packet on that side, the vegetables right here. I'm going to put the water in now. That way I get the heating packet to start heating up and boiling, and then I'm going to stick that nutritional bar in there. Got the water in there. We'll shake it up. The heating packet nice and saturated. Okay, that's getting hot already. We're going to take our first strike bar and stick it in there with it on the other side of the heater. Close this up. It's already starting to boil. Take our packet. And sticker in there. Like so. In the meantime, let's make the grape drink. They say about 8 ounces, so that's going to be in our accessory packet here. Sugar-free beverage-based cranberry grape. It says to add to 20 ounces. So this is going to be strong. Shake it up. It looks like it's done for the most part there. Let's see what it tastes like. Smells like cranberry grape. Not bad. Tastes like Kool-Aid. Regular old Kool-Aid, but with artificial sweeteners. All right. The smoked almonds, vacuum packed. Ooh, nice hiss. They smell good. I'm not that big on nuts. I like honey roasted peanuts, but this type of stuff doesn't really get to me here. Smoked almonds. It's like a barbecue, salty barbecue. Those actually aren't bad. Okay. Throw that away. Now the peanut butter and crackers, terrible. The peanut butter's good, but those crackers should be against the law. A moist towelette, iodized salt. We'll probably need that for this vegetarian crap. And Lighthouse toilet paper. It's a good amount there, unless you've ate Takis all day. No, it's not going to go back. Anyway. And the gum. 2 little chiclets. The chunky peanut butter, before eating these, you should knead it with your fingers. This one's in pretty good shape. Crackers, because I know you're dying to see what I'm talking about. Also vacuum sealed. That's what it looks like. The peanut butter. It's just so dry, and I'm surprised. Hold on. Ugh. The peanut butter's good, like I said. It's the only MRE that I've opened up that has peanut butter without jelly. Every other one I've opened up, and there's been quite a few of them, whenever there's peanut butter, there's always jelly also. And it usually comes with the bread, the wheat bread, instead of a cracker. So this one's a little bit different. We're not starting off on a very good note with this this MRE. Put that over here. I like these spoons though. Growing up, we would have saved this. This would have went in the dishwasher afterwards. No offense, Mom. How's this doing? Yeah, it's hot. Really, really hot. Let's look at these pears. Put this over to the side. Do some house cleaning. One of these days, guys, I'm going to do a review on this really awesome mess kit that came from REI, but you can get it much cheaper online. It's made by GSI Outdoors. Fantastic set. There are a couple things about it that I don't like. I don't want to spoil it for the review, but I'll tell you a couple right off the bat. Number one, I know why they rubberized the handle here. It's so that if this gets hot, you don't burn yourself. However, if you're burning over the wood stove that we showed you earlier, this has a tendency to burn, and eventually it's going to melt and have to come off anyway. So this is your cooking pot, your lid, and inside you got, these are actually 2 bowls. This is 4 bowls total, or you can make it as 2 with an insulated inner. And believe it or not, I had this set for about a year before I even realized there were 2 bowls on here. I thought this was just one. Like that. So we'll do the pears in one, and we'll do the vegetarian taco pasta vegetable crumbles with pasta and taco sauce. Well, that was a mouthful. In the other. So the pears with pear syrup. They're upside down there. I don't think it matters, but I'm going to mix these up first. It feels like there's more juice in there than anything. Yeah, they're not whole pears, they're like little chunks. I don't know if you guys can see that or not. This trash is definitely going to have to go in the truck tonight because I bet you a bear can smell that from 2 freaking miles away. Okay, so it looks okay. There is one spot that has a little bit of a black part on it. I'm just going to take that off. I don't think that was anything bad. I don't think it was mold or anything. I mean, it's been sealed, and these MREs have a shelf life of a stupid long time. I mean, 10 years from now, you can still eat this thing. But I'm not going to take any chances. I can hear this thing boiling over here. Let's turn it around. All right, let's see how this tastes. Tastes fine. There's no cinnamon in it, no brown sugar. It's just canned pears and pear sauce. It's just really weird. I mean, most of these MREs have a lot more in them. Like if this is a vegetarian taco pasta, you'd think it would have like a pita, like the pita bread or something with it, or just something. I mean, tortillas. We had the tacos, the MRE. I don't remember what menu it was a couple months ago. That was actually beef tacos MREs, and that was good. It was really good. Take out our bar. Yeah, it's a lot better. Let's look at this before we go to the main course. I want you to see this thing. It's pretty gnarly looking. That's good. You got to heat it up though on that thing. Otherwise it's really sticky and hard. Cranberries, raspberries. There's like a Rice Krispie crunch in there too. I don't know what it is, but it's good. Okay. I am not optimistic about this. I think it's another one of those side tears again, yeah. Of course, my hand's wet now from that. This is promising, actually. It's like a bean chili with vegetable chunks. Let's see. I'm really hungry, so I want to make sure none of this goes to waste, even if it doesn't taste good. That's all I brought, other than Takis. And another MRE. Okay, so I can already tell it needs salt. This is good. If I had some ice, it would be downright refreshing. Oh, get away. Murder hornets. That thing looks like it could murder you. It's huge. Go away. I might have to put some of this stuff up because it's just this one hornet. Or wasp, rather. All right, let's try this out. Things like the size of a small bird. That's good. That is really good. I'm bummed that we don't have the hot sauce to put in it. I got some Frank's Red Hot, but it doesn't need it. That's outstanding. Hell yeah. So, there's beans. And these noodles, like wiggly noodle things. Onion. Peppers. Like a green, looks like green peppers. Oh, that's really good. That makes up for the other crappy things we got in there. Water, diced tomatoes. Vegetarian sausage, which is made of soy flour, and paprika, salt, sugar, dextrose, garlic, black beans, enriched pasta with wheat, egg whites, green bell peppers, red bell peppers, taco seasoning, cheddar cheese blend, and disodium phosphate, onion, garlic, olive oil, salt, and tomato paste. That's good stuff right there. That is really good. Take some of this cracker. Oh yeah. Mmm. That's what that cracker needs. French vanilla cappuccino and instant powder. We've actually made this before in another video. And I kind of want to make it tonight. Basically just add hot water to it. And it says to put the water in here, you add it to that line. And you've got vanilla cappuccino. What's really good is if you take coffee, if you have instant coffee or cowboy coffee, and you put this in it, and you're talking. So I'm not going to subject you to sitting here while I eat the rest of this. But all I can say is this is good. I am really surprised. I thought this was going to taste like poop. But yeah, that's one of the better things I've had. Good job, DOD. Hi! That's dangerous. I shouldn't do that. This has been a really fun trip, and I'm glad we did it. Again, sorry about the audio mishap with the trip before, but I think we've got enough content to make this video that you're watching right now. Please like, share, subscribe, hit the bell notification. It's your way of telling me that you like the content and to keep making more. Give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down. It doesn't matter in YouTube's algorithms as long as you're interacting somehow. Leave me a comment down below if you have any questions on any of the gear that I have or somewhere you'd like me to go, and or when our next trip will be. You're welcome to come if you're in the area. So on that note, if you or somebody you know is suffering from mental illness or stress or anxiety, anything, schizophrenia, postpartum depression, anything that racks the mind, take them camping. Go camping. Go for a hike. Go outdoors. And if you can't do any of that stuff, watch more of these videos. I hope you can live vicariously through me and can channel some of my peace to you. Yeah, much love to you guys, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.